Welcome and welcome back. I am Gore the Dog Butcher. I am Tim Watson here to shine the light once again on this horrendous dog culture. But before we begin, when you're dealing with technology like Google Chrome, things are just going to happen and it can just be so frustrating. One thing that's happened to me in the past before, maybe one or two times already, but this time I wasn't at the computer. But what I usually do is I either the night before, or the day in the morning when I'm going to do another show, I'll have all my tabs on Chrome and I'll do my research. I'll read things, highlight, kind of get videos and put the way I want, just so I can come back on, start the show, and go along my business. But with Chrome, I don't know what happened. Usually, even if I have tabs open, I can close the window, I can reset, go to sleep, shut it down, open back Chrome, and just go to history and just restore tabs, and I'm good. But for some reason, I don't know what happened. I wasn't even at the computer when this happened. I came back and it said something about the profile something, and I'm like, okay. Next thing you know, my history is pretty much all gone. I couldn't restore the tabs I have. Now my highlighter isn't working, so I'm pretty much gonna have to, try to condense all these topics the very best I can. So bear with me. I just don't want to make things lag. I want to, be precise, condense, and be very direct and with the stories that I want to share. But anywho, if you're new here, this is where I shine the light regarding dog attacks and a lot of things in dog culture that pretty much almost everyone ignores or just they look at it and they shrug and they move on. No one is used to criticizing dog culture. No one hears dogs being criticized. We've allowed dogs to kill children, allowed dogs to, destroy, to terrorize, and the most anyone can do is just shrug and move on. But those days are over. It's time to start anew. And what I do is I talk about dogs in a perspective that really, I don't want to say, I'm not the first one to start a channel like this, but really that no one has ever done before is the perspective of dog hate. The perspective of, hey, look at these disgusting owners. Look at what they're doing. What they're doing is unacceptable. In general, we look at these dog owners and be like, oh, this is a bad dog owner, and we shrug and move on. But no, I tell you that they're disgusting and they're vile, and this is the things that they do. I'll show you dogs are disgusting, and this is what they do. They kill, they're full of diseases. I will show you, I will tell you, find evidence when I can, and share, just so people can see a different light, a different perspective, in hopes that we can one day have a dog-free society, whether that be in a country, a dog-free city, a dog-free village, a dog-free building. We need to be dog free. Not everyone is a dog lover. Not everyone likes dogs. People want to stay away from dogs, but everywhere you go, there are dogs. Mall, the store, you're driving, even when you're just watching TV or movies that has nothing to do with dog. Here's another dog, a dog in an ad. It's like, can we just stop with this dog nonsense? But anywho, I'm Tim Watson once again here to shine the light. This is episode number 26. Again, please bear with me. A lot of things are probably disorganized, not the way I originally had it, but nevertheless, let's get into it. What is up first? First thing, we have another cat that was mauled by two dogs that came on to the neighbor's backyard. So this cat was in its own backyard, not bothering anyone, no leash, no chains, and nothing like that. And then these two dogs kill the cat. They came onto someone else's property and killed that cat. And one thing I've always said, and I'm going to keep repeating the same talking points over and over and over and over again. Just like this dog culture, repeat the same talking points over and over again. I'm going to repeat the same talking points. When these dogs kill someone, and in this case a cat, families, many families are devastated, are hurt when a someone is killed by these dogs. The grief, the emotion is too strong. It is too strong, and these dogs destroy families for no reason. They destroyed this cat, and this cat was beloved by this young boy right here. This young child, a baby. He loved the cat, and these dogs for no reason took away this cat from him. Just like we have these dogs taking away fathers, mothers, children away from other people for no reason. And what does society do in general? We shrug and we move on. And basically we're waiting for the next one. So it's just so frustrating, and it's just so sad. I'm so grateful that he was not home at the time to have witnessed this, let alone what could have happened if he had been in the yard at the same time. Again, they're under investigation. Unfortunately, this person has no ill towards the worthless mutt involved, but believe the responsibility rests on these owners. Yeah, sure, we can also blame the owners, but these dogs did what they always do and what they're programmed to do, and that is destroy for no reason whatsoever. This is not like some coyote or mountain lion seeking out food and it eats your pet. That's doing what they're supposed to do to survive. They're just doing something to survive. But these dogs who are fed come onto your own yard and kill, not even eat, but they just kill this cat for no reason. You don't see any natural animal just killing something and walking away. Unless it's based on territory or fear. But these dogs came onto their yard. But it's sad they just always want to excuse these dogs. Even when you're the victim, you want to excuse these dogs. It's just, I don't get it, man. And it's people like this is why this dog culture is the way it is. We keep letting these dogs get away with things like this. They also add, he was such a special cat, more like a miniature lion or a tiny dragon. Finn was often in the backyard with the cat, and the two would have little adventures following each other around. And now that those dogs have taken this cat away from this child. And speaking of cats, I did watch this video the other day. It's just about orange cats. There's a theory. I'll call it a theory about orange cats. Some people call them...
Make images that impress.
Some people call them stupid or silly or aggressive. I don't know, aggressive, but feisty, I'll say. They just do a lot of... there's a lot of things that these orange cats do that, separates them from all other cats. But from watching it, and listening to what they're saying, they had to bring up dogs into the equation, and they were basically like comparing orange cats to dogs. And here we are again in a video that has nothing to do with dogs, and they're comparing it to dogs. And the thing here, though, is that these cats, orange cats, You read stories about it, but overall, like these cats have a trend of behaviors that is just so silly, and some people say it's so weird, it's whack, and but the thing is, when we look at pit bulls though, and these things go on a killing spree, the public blames the owner. They blame the owner for the dog's actions. Just like in the previous story, they blame the owner for the dog's actions. But this cat is feisty, the way they behave, and all wacky and all that. They don't blame the owner. They don't say it's responsibility for the owner. That this is the way the cats are. When dogs act out, they say blame the owner. It's the owner's fault. But when these orange cats or ginger cats, what they want to call it, when they act out or get into mischief, no one is blaming the owner. They're looking at it as it's the cat's fault. This is a cat problem. But they don't do the same thing when it comes to pit bulls or bully breeds or dogs in general. Anything a dog does, they have to blame the owner. It's the owner's fault. It's the weather's fault. Something triggered it. It's the victim's fault. But cats, orange cats, they don't get blame the owner. No one blames it on a trigger. They just say orange cats are whack and weird and silly. And that's what they're saying. See, orange cat behavior. No one warned me about orange cats. Orange cat behavior, they are really weirdos. Let's see in videos. Orange cat energy. Orange cat's typical behavior. Orange cat, when orange cats add all the drama to your life. Orange cat's behavior. Let's see. Why are orange cats? I put all I did is why are orange cats and they have the topics they have. Why are orange cats so funny? Why are they so weird? Why are they so mean? Why are they so aggressive? Why are they so crazy? Why are they so weird? What about this? Why are pit bulls? And we get clingy, cuddly, affectionate, violent, vicious, sweet, stubborn, needy, misunderstood. But orange cats, they get called dumb. They get called weird, mean. They get called aggressive, crazy, and weird. But we don't blame the owner for cats being cats. That is exclusive for dogs and pit bulls. Always blaming the owner. But only when dogs are not attacking and doing nothing, that's when they'll congratulate the dog and praise the dog for doing nothing. Or fetching a ball. They'll praise the dog for that. But as soon as the dog attacks and acts up, all of a sudden now it's not the dog, it's the owner. It's a trigger, it's the weather. We started off 2026 dog free, and these dog nutters could not wait. They could not wait even a month, even a day, a week, and instantly off the bat, off the year, man, off the cuff, off the finish line, the starting block, the beginning, the very beginning. They have been attacking people, their own owners, children, cats, natural animals. This is happening worldwide, in Canada, in the US of A, in Germany, in Brazil, in South Africa, in the UK. And it is only day 23. There have been so many attacks. And again, I cannot cover them all. Can't cover them all. First 18 days. One of the victims were Frank Monty, who was mauled by his own dog. Antonio Turner, I think he owned a dog as well, or was in the same place as a dog, and he was mauled. Beckett Brown. Next to die was 3-year-old Beckett Brown of Newark Mills, only 3 years old. Brown's grandmother, Christy Nelson, 51, sustained significant injuries. So this child was left at her grandmother's house, and this dog mauled her. John Dix from Beaver, Pennsylvania. He was inside his home with his wife and 2 dogs, a pit bull and a Doberman. According to a neighbor, when the woman said she heard a loud thud come from the kitchen just before 6 p.m., recounted. Pristine Antonio, television, Pittsburgh. She walked in the kitchen. The man was, being attacked in the neck by their own dogs, by her dogs, nevertheless. And that's only a few, man. They not even they. This animal 24/7 can put all these attacks because there's so much going on. There's just so much going on. Man, only day 23, but in this 18 days. But nevertheless, so many attacks. We can't keep up with all of them. That being said, 5 reasons you should think twice about getting a pit bull. And they said, socializing and training cannot erase genetics. Just like we're talking about cats or orange cats. They have a particular behavior about them, particular actions that they're always going to do. Goats have an action. Giraffes, fish, birds, they all do things genetically, naturally. They will do it. Penguins, they all do the same thing genetically. They just do it. They're just programmed instincts, nature. But a lot of these dog nuts think these pit bulls or dogs in general are just individual. They look at them as like 4-legged people. And all these excuses and praise and worship gets to them. And they think training can change these things. But I always like to bring up Cesar Millan's dog. His pit bull attacked. Even his pit bull attacked. So if one of the dog gods, a beloved dog trainer, can train so many dogs, but yet his own dog still goes on to attack and kill other dogs and other people. You gotta that has to do something to you. But no, dog culture, they ignore it. They have incredible strength, high aerosol levels, and high pain threshold. You've seen videos of these things moving, bricks. Pit bulls moving bricks or cement, something? I don't know. They're moving something. This thing they do, they're able to drag it a few feet. You ask a typical human to do this, it's not gonna happen, probably. And women, fragile women, old little ladies, men, weak pussy ass men, they want to have these dogs that can tug, cement blocks. I think this one was throwing cements off the building. This thing has a cement block in its mouth. Some people can't even hold this with one hand or two hands. I do those I think the farmer carries with, most I've done is maybe 50 pounds, 2 dumbbells on right and left, and walk maybe 100 meters, give or take. And by the second set, man, once you're halfway, you start to feel it. You start to burn. It burns. Like, you want to I don't let go, but I'm dying to let go, but I keep going, but it hurts. It hurts. I feel it. These things can just carry these bricks in their mouths and pull them. And fragile little women want to own these things. Hardwired to grab, bite, and shake. What they do is they bite and they shake. They bite, crunch, shake, bite, shake, shake. Always shaking. And to picture them doing that to a baby, man, it's devastating. Devastating. They bite and shake. Genetically selected for dog aggression. Bred to fight and kill other dogs. And, I think it's pretty obvious and pretty straightforward. I mean, they were bred for entertaining. They were bred and created to entertain old men. I mean, this was way before, pro sports, the NBA and all that stuff. Maybe it happened during it, but there was a time where they would put these dogs in a pit to battle and fight and maul large animals like bulls or other dogs. This was their entertainment. This was their entertainment. You can't even find. I put pitbull bullfight. You can't even find those pictures. So this is that picture I wanted. Here it is. They put him in there. This is their entertainment. Way before NBA, NHL, NFL. But then, things happen along the way, and now people want these dogs to cuddle with their baby. They turn their head for a second, and this dog starts to maul their baby. And they're going to act like, oh, I didn't know what happened. I don't know what happened. It's the same story every time. I'm not going to read through this one, but it's a good read regarding, pit bulls, if you want to read. So it's how a pit bull lobby rewrote and research and rescue by Ed Book. So if you're interested in reading that, feel free. Gay cat lover records shocking attack from homophobic dog walker. And one thing I've always said and emphasized, that a lot of dog lovers in general, they're just rude people. They're rude people, especially pit bull people. They're just naturally rude people. Maybe they didn't start off like that, but when they get these dogs, they inherit dog type behavior. And or they just become rude and vile. So these, I think there's 2 people, they're just walking in the park with a leash cat. And this dog nutter from out of nowhere just starts, being rude to them for no reason. This is what they do. And it's funny how this pit nutter was like, you can't walk your cat here. But yet he can walk his worthless mutts at the park? So how entitled they are. But we're going to watch the video and see for yourself. And I think they do censor the words out, so bear with me.
It's not a dog park, it's a park for all animals. And I can do what I want with my cat. Say that again. Say that again. Say that again. Of course I'm gonna film you. Absolutely, I would love nothing more. 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 What makes you so entitled, my friend? What makes you so entitled?
Gosh, I don't know where to start with this one. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do this video at first, but I actually did an Instagram poll basically explaining that somebody just called me a and threatened me and asked me to leave a park that I regularly go to. I've actually had a few interactions with this person before, and every time I go into the park, they tell me to leave. They believe that the park that we're in is a dog park, when actually it's not. It's just a regular park. It's a churchyard. All animals are allowed. I meet all kinds of people, all kinds of dog owners. I never have an issue with them. If they're nervous about the whole cat dog situation, they just put their dogs under some kind of control, whether it's putting the lead on, whether it's restraining them, whatever it is. And I do the same with my cats because I'm respectful, and most people are respectful. This person always has something negative to say whenever they see me, and all I need to do is walk into the park with my cats. They know I've done nothing wrong, and often it's a kind of front for something beneath that. Being someone who is black and gay, I've experienced this kind of behavior a lot. It's just not okay. It's 2026. People are gonna walk their cats. I'm gonna walk my cat. And I give grace and patience for people, but when I'm being bullied over and over again in a public space that I have access to, that I've been using, you've lost my respect at this point. And I'm not going to tolerate it. So to the man who called me a fat and had all the profanities in the world to say to me because I, for once, stood up to them, you'll be hearing from the police. Trust and believe. No cat owner should ever have to put up with that. I will say to other cat owners, if you happen to be in a similar situation in future, please refrain from any form of retaliation. That could have potentially been an unsafe situation for me and for my cat. Let's end dog owner entitlement in 2026. Let's not do all of that. It's not cute.
Yeah, and they say dogs can sense bad people. They say dogs can sense bad people. Even AI says it. Dogs can often sense negative human intentions. But yet in this case, the owner was being rude to these people. One, probably because he's colored. He's walking a cat, and for his sexual status. And these dogs did not do anything to the owner. They just smelled around doing nothing. So you're going to say that dogs can sense bad people, but yet when they're literally hearing and listening and watching their own owner be rude to someone, they do absolutely nothing. They look the same. It is, it's dog culture. And they're saying, yes, dogs have an amazing sense of character. But what about in that case? A guy just walking his cat. He's not doing it. He's not bothering anything. But yet he's the one calling all the slurs to him. How is the cat person a bad person? Why isn't the dogs turning on their owner right then and there? Why ain't his dog growling at the owner, to say the least? Why aren't these dogs at least trying to pull on the leash some way or somehow? Didn't happen. So dog sensing bad people is a myth. It is just made up dog propaganda in order to keep pushing this nonsensical dog propaganda, to push this dog culture. Dog can sense bad people. How about these dog owners that abuse dogs? And what will these dog owners say? Oh, dog is loyal. Dog is loyal. Let's search that. We're gonna search that. Let's see. Why do abusive dogs not run away? And you're gonna say it's because of fear. It's because the dog loves them. Loyal this. Why do abused dogs just stay loyal to abused owners? Look at this. Why are dogs so loyal to owners that mistreat them? Will dogs stay loyal to their abusive owners? Is it if dog can sense evil people, why didn't they attack? This might be a good one. Why didn't they attack these owners? Dog is loyal to anyone who feed them. It doesn't matter who the person is. Apparently, these are serial killers, and yet the dogs remained loyal to them. Yet they want to say dogs can sense bad people. They just say things. Again, dog culture is not about proving anything. It's just about emotional and talking. It's not about proving anything because they can't prove anything. They can't prove anything. I mean, you can go to a dog trainer and train the hell of your dog to not behave like a dog, but that doesn't mean your dog isn't going to attack. That doesn't mean your dog is not going to behave like a worthless mutt that it already is. So again, dogs sensing bad people is just a lie. But anyways, continuing. This is in Germany. I think the owner was attacked. Yeah, the owner was attacked by his worthless mutt. Whether it's an American bully or not, it's a dog. It really doesn't really matter per se. And when they found the lifeless owner, the dog was guarding the dead body. And they're still pretty much under investigation regarding this. So yeah, imagine a dog you feed and love, it attacks you, then it's going to guard your dead body. Why do dogs do this? Again, dogs are brain damaged mutants. Society or dog culture want to say they're smart in this because that's all lies and propaganda. Dogs are brain damaged mutants. They're the only animals, excuse my language, they're the only so-called animal that you have to feed and train and program to stay with you. And then when the dog is, trained and it stays with you, you want to say the dog loves you and unconditional, but no, you just trained the thing, you fed it. It's the law why the dog is here. If you neglect the dog, you're going to jail. So, it's by law that these dogs have to stay with you and near you. Phoenix man shared his harrowing experience after surviving a traumatic pit bull attack. This happened in South Africa. From what I read, and I can't remember, he was coming home and he, came to his gate. He tried calling the worthless mutt by using food. Next thing you know, out of nowhere, his own dog decided to attack him. He arrives, he's calling the dog for food, and he gets attacked. But long story short, the dog nut survives. But still, he had to put the dog down, but he was still sad that he had to put it down. Govender said that he was heartbroken to see her dad and her dog injured. The same dog that, attacked him. And she was even more devastated that the worthless mutt had to be euthanized. Imagine that. Your own dog attacking you, trying to kill you. And then when it's when it's put down, you want to, play sympathy for this worthless thing. I don't get it. This just only happens with dogs. Only with dogs. When a bear, mountain lion attacks someone, immediately they kill them and they shrug and move on. They go on a bear hunt, a mountain lion hunt to kill these wild animals that may have attacked. When your own your own dog attacks and kills you, you want to have sympathy for it? These things don't love you. They love food, and even then, they'll still attack you. These things know nothing. They don't know where their food is coming from. They don't know why they're there. They don't know that. That's why a lot of these dogs escape and they go missing and they wander and attacking people. But with cats, I like using the cat's example. They can leave and wander the streets and you know, years, months later, they can find their way back home. But dogs, they can't do that. They can't do that. Because, you know, they're brain damaged mutants. And they were designed to be brain damaged mutants in order for you to be able to condition them. If dogs were smart and too smart, you wouldn't need them. You wouldn't have them. There wouldn't be no dog propaganda. They wouldn't need you. They would escape and be out in the woods, you know, having a ball. But the fact that these dogs will escape, get lost, attack people, and you have no idea where the dogs are. They don't come running back home. If they do, that's luck. Unless they mauled someone. But yeah, it's just dog propaganda. Again, I don't really care for the dog. It's just what I want to highlight, or had highlighted. A dog, you know, another dog attacked another dog, and immediately they say dog attack prompts dangerous animal declaration in St. Peter's. But what I want to say is, why does it always have to be an attack to prompt, you know, dangerous, you know, animal? When these attacks from, you know, particular dogs happen every day all around the world. And even when you call in, there's a dog or a dangerous dog, usually sometimes, animal control police, whatever, they do nothing. They have to wait till this dog kills someone or for them to do something. You gotta wait for it. You gotta wait for it. And many of these dogs, they can go without attacking or aggression for years. Then out of nowhere, it just snaps. We've seen and heard this. Especially with that case. I forget their names, but with the 2 babies that died. They had these dogs for a while and they just snapped. Killing the babies. But you gotta wait for them to do that for you to call these dogs dangerous. But when you do, they immediately put these dogs down. So it's like, all this was like basically for nothing. Calling them dangerous when they're dead now is like, it's for nothing. These dogs don't belong in our society. They're even killing other dogs too.
Oh! What the f- Going down Rocky Ridge here, dropping into the pipe. Upshifting, we got a slight berm. Oh shit. What is your dog doing, bro? Oh! What the fuck? Holy shit, dude, that dog just bit the shit out of me.
See? Doesn't take much to trigger these things. Other natural animals, they just go on along their way. They fly away, run away. But dogs, they just have to go attack everything. Just because they're brain damaged mutants. That's why a lot of them are used as bomb squads. They're willing to sniff out bombs and potentially blow themselves up. For what? For a biscuit.
Recovering after they were attacked by another dog.
Our Rondella Richardson is live in Dorchester. The attack, Rondella, was captured on the victim's security cameras.
It sure was, Maria. And the victim lives here on Sandpiper Lane. She was out taking Thursday morning's trash, and she says an off-leash pit bull chow chow from a few doors down had wandered right about there and quickly pounced.
He had grabbed Prince by the neck, and you can see in the video that I'm tussling with Prince. I'm actually holding him by his back legs, trying to grab him.
23-year-old Jenny Figueroa of Dorchester grabbed 2-year-old Prince from the mouth of the Dorchester neighbor's pit.
Don't care for the dog. Just showing that these things, you know, they're just wired to attack for no reason. Just the way they behave and act. Just look how they behave.
Grabbed 2-year-old Prince.
Look how they are. They're just so eager to attack. Like why? Man, why? This started happening a few weeks ago, or just before the New Year's. But I just like. What I want to say is that a lot of cases, dog attack cases, they don't make the headlines, and like they may make the headlines and then they disappear. They're not talked about again. But in this case, this was the case where the boy was killed by his dogs, and he took the boy's dead body and dumped it. Cases like this, they barely see the light of day. You may hear about it, but it doesn't cause a buzz. What everyone is concerned about is the Super Bowl, LeBron James. I don't know what else is out there, but cases like this should be making headlines. People should be talking about it for days, for weeks, for months. But the reason why some of these dog attack cases are basically, a lot of them, maybe like 98% of them, are pushed under the rug is, again, it's to protect the dogs. But if they always showed these headlines and then kept talking about it, I think a lot of people would have a fear or a negative feeling towards these dogs. And cases like this, again, should be talked about all the time. But some dog cases are spoken about, others are not, and it's all over the place. But again, I understand why they do it. In Staten Island, 59-year-old is fatally mauled, I believe, by his own dog. The dog turned on him. Less than 24 hours after a man was found dead, a suspected dog mauling in Staten Island, that's in New York. Question remained about how the incident unfolded. Again, these attacks can happen just like that in a snap. We just read about the one in Phoenix. Well, we didn't really read it, but I kind of spoke about it. But he came in and he was calling for his dog, and the dog came and just attacked him. There are many cases where a dog is fine for a second. Next second, you stand, you sneeze, and the dog attacks you. Upon arrival of officers, found the 59-year-old man with severe wounds about the body, consistent with dog bites. Responded and pronounced the man dead at the scene, and that's how it go. So his own dog mauled him. And you think this dog abused him? You think this guy was a bad person? A lot of dog owners will say that. When a dog mauls the owner, they'll blame the owner for being a bad dog owner. And say, the owner must have abused him, or some nonsense that they say. This one is in Germany. In Germany, where's Brockdorf? Pretty sure this is Germany. Yeah, Germany. Yeah, it's in Germany. Another dog nut, I believe, is mauled by his own dog. I already read this. My bad. I already read this. So it happened in Germany. He's mauled by his own dog, and that's all they pretty much all have. But just putting it out there, because I am dog attack alerts. Or this is dog attack alerts. So I'm just alerting you that another owner was killed by his own dog. Imagine that. New details. Woman arrested after 2 Clay County deputies injured in on-duty dog attack. Clay County Sheriff's offices shared their new details after 2 deputies were taken to hospital Thursday evening after being attacked by dogs. There was a verbal disturbance, report of gunshots. Upon arrival, the sheriff's office says that they were met by a woman later identified as 56-year-old Rachel Regney. 3 large breed dogs who they had heard yelling from inside a vehicle. Is that the deputies approached one of them and was attacked by a dog after sustaining serious injuries and fearing for his life and while attempting to escape further injury. After shots were fired, deputies, while making verbal threats, she was taken into custody shortly afterwards. However, she and another deputy, identified as Deputy Engler, was bitten by another one of the dogs. They are said to have sustained minor injuries. So yeah, we have these beloved dog owners getting the peacekeepers attacked. And if you want to call these good people and worship them and say they're great people, great being dog nuts, but yet they're getting so many people attacked by their worthless what? No, this is not what I want today. Alright, in this case, I was bitten by a pit bull. 3 years ago, I was attacked by my aunt's pit bull. Now I'll explain. I was going to say goodbye to my grandmother, who unfortunately was sick. And to do so, I had to go to my aunt's house. My aunt's grandmother lived together. Once I arrived, I knocked on the door. My uncle opened the door and left. While I was taking off my shoes, the dog arrived, which at first was not aggressive. As soon as I told my uncle to take the dog off me, it was jumping on me. The dog bit my left hand. At the point, the dog began to drag me through the house. While it was dragging me, it continued to bite me in different parts of the body, and I didn't have the strength to free myself. I was 13 years old. After 30 seconds, I think my aunt arrived to scold the dog, who incredibly listened to her as soon as she left me. I was very agitated and didn't feel the pain, and since I was agitated, I hadn't even checked what injuries the dog had caused me. My parents arrived and they took me to the hospital. Once the doctors arrived, they told me that I might lose some feeling in my left and right arm, and that maybe my little finger on my left hand could be saved. My left hand could not be saved. My little finger on my left hand could not be saved. In the end, everything went well, but now I am full of scars on my arms, hands, chest, and all in honesty, now every time I see a medium-sized dog, I'm afraid to even get close. If you're wondering what happened to my dog, the answer will disappoint you. They didn't do anything to him. What do you think? So this person's like 16 now, maybe 17. She enters her aunt's house. All she did was take off her shoes. She had no intentions of bothering this dog. She didn't want to bother this dog. No intentions of that. And what does this dog do for no reason? Was pretty much maul her, and I think amputated her finger, I believe. That's what they do. They just come out of nowhere and maul children, people, for no reason. Like, and these dog nuts want to accept this behavior from them. Like, you do nothing and you're getting attacked. Like these dog nuts will say you triggered the dog, you provoked the dog. But in this case, from her own mouth, she did nothing but take her shoes off. She wanted to see her grandmother who was sick, but yet gets attacked. See, these dogs don't care what you're going through. They don't care. If they do care, while they're mauling their owners, why don't they stop midway, or as soon as they start, why don't they just stop and be like, oh shit, I made a mistake? They don't do that. They maul their owners until they're dead. And then what do these dogs do? They will guard the dead body, as if they're waiting for food or waiting for the owner to come back from their sleep. Dogs are brain damaged mutants. No natural animal does this. Animals who do sit near a dead body is those that are eating the body or are mourning the body. But not because they killed that said person or other species. The dogs will maul the owner, the hands that feed them, and then guard this dead body. Dogs are brain damaged mutants. They're brain damaged mutants. And here we have a dog nut just going crazy with her worthless mutt. And this is acceptable. These types of things are acceptable, as if the dog chose it. These dogs, they have no choice but to listen. Only thing these dogs can really do is eat and shit. Everything else, they have no choice. If the owner wants them to be just dressed up like this, that's what they're going to do. That's what's going to happen. They have no choice. Think this dog wants it? Then they're going to act as if the dog loves it or wants it. Dogs don't care. The thing is probably oblivious of what's going on here. The thing can't even look behind and see the madness. But then they will praise the dog as if the dog chose this. Dogs can't even survive on their own, but yet alone, how can they choose something like this? They can't. It is these dog nutters that are putting their dogs through this. Just like the ugly dog contest where people will take their ugly dogs and put them in these contests to win the ugly dog contest. Yeah, wasn't there... Just remind this dog with one eye. But anyways, yeah. So they just force him with this. But after I seen this, I remember there was a dog with one eye that attacked its owner. Dog with one eye. I'm sorry for doing it to being like this. But I don't know. But there was a story I had. I know I had it. We're doing for time. 5 minutes. Well, can't find it. But there was a sort of a dog with one eye that attacked its owner. But nevertheless, yeah, these dog owners will force their dogs to do this. Dogs don't have no choice. They don't know what's going on. But they will praise these dogs as if they made a choice. They made a choice to look this hideous. That's dog culture for you. They're the ones praising these ugly dogs. I know I call them ugly. But there are dog owners that have ugly dog contests all around the world. There are dog nuts that are dressing up and you know, personalizing their dog in a way. It's not me. I'm not doing it. I hate dogs. It's dog lovers that are doing this. You only see this behavior from dog lovers. Last thing before I close, kind of an old picture, but it's always something, always good to remind people to never eat from dog nutters. The best you can. I know there's going to be circumstances, but don't go over their house because this might happen. And that being said, you know how much people use the washroom and they never wash their hands? It's a lot, man. Not even just sprinkle your hands with water at least. A lot of people just don't do it. Let alone, them groping their dog. Having their dogs touch the food and still cooking it. This is common. That's why I say don't go to dog lovers' house. Don't eat from them. A lot of them will hold their dogs. A lot of these dog lovers will hold their dogs. I don't know if we'll see it. They'll hold their dogs like this. The dog is on their clothes, on their face. They'll touch the dog like this. You know, the dog looks very retarded. They hold it like this. The dog then is on their clothes, on their skin. It's now circling all over them. Dogs like licking their face, on their clothes. And this is what they do before they leave the house. Or when they get home, or whenever they see a dog. They will hold dogs. They'll let these dogs touch them. Touch their skin, touch their clothes. Go in the car that dog has already been in. And then they exit that car, they'll touch food, they'll touch you. Gotta be careful with these people, man. They're spreading dog bacteria. They're spreading these nasty, worthless dog bacteria. The way they hold them and touch them and let the dog lick them. They let these dogs sleep in the same bed. It's disgusting. And they will let dogs... let's see. They'll let dogs lick plates that they've eaten from. This is what they do. They let them do this. Whether they let them or not, and it's by accident or not, it happens. And they'll wash it, but that plate is now contaminated. I don't want to eat from that. Why do you think a lot of these restaurants have like strict, no pest, no bugs, rules? Because of cross-contamination. People can get sick. But for some reason, dog nutters, they're okay with dogs licking the plate. Licking spoons, going in the dishwasher, and then they reserving these plates with food on them to who knows who. These dogs are disgusting, man. These dog owners and lovers, they're disgusting. Try to stay away from them the best you can. I know it's kind of hard because we really don't know where our food is coming from, who's touching it, but God, if you can, try to stay away the best you can. Because this is what they're doing. They're letting dogs lick their plates in the dishwasher, spoons. Letting these dogs go and touch the counter, the table, the chair. They're in the kitchen. And they're serving food on these plates. Whether they wash it or not, it's still contaminated. I was gonna say something had happened at work, but I'm not gonna mention it. I am not gonna mention it today, but it was disgusting. But yeah, that's all I have to say for today. I know I kind of went over an hour, almost there, but else I'm gonna end it there. I am Tim Watson, and before I end, sorry. I always gotta give credit. I gotta give credit. I gotta give credit to Reddit, Ban Pitbulls, Dog Free Humor, Animals 24/7, Dogs.org. Even credit to YouTube, Google, for their resources, be able to shine the light on this horrendous dog culture. Again, I want to say thank you. And my respect and my condolences go to all the victims, young victims, innocent victims who have been mauled, injured, or killed by dogs. But if you're the owner and you get mauled by your own dog, well, too bad. Anyways, I'm Tim Watson, and please remember, it's okay to hate dogs.
It's okay to hate dogs productions. See you later. Doggy hater.